Got some real drama here on the Poway City Council. Poway had an election in November, like district elections, because some stupid attorney, Santa Monica, forced us all to go to district elections. So in one of the districts, there were three candidates running. There was Tony Blain, there was Vanessa Springett, and there was Jared somebody or other. Tony was a Republican, Vanessa was a Democrat, Jared was a Republican. Jared was the guy the city council wanted, and he only ended up getting 2,000 votes. Vanessa was the one the Democrats wanted, and she only got 2,500 votes. Tony Blain guy got 2,700 votes, 35% of the votes, so now he's on city council. Tony Blain believes it's his job now to recall everybody on the city council.
First-term Poway City Council member Tony Blain is under pressure to resign.
Development of a large gym, which the city council supported, yet the voters turned down. So at the same time that Tony Blain was getting elected, believed that there was some animosity toward the city council. The city council of Poway is all Republican. There's the mayor, Steve Voss. There's Brian Pepin, who's part of this story as well. Peter DeHoff, who's a Republican. There is Kaylin Frank, who was a Republican, but she lost her race to Jenny Maeda, who may be a Republican as well. And then there's Tony Blain. Got onto the council, and the first thing he started talking about is because this land use for the gym failed, he now has a majority and people hate the city council, which has, the two are not related, but in Tony Blain's mind, they are. But not only that, Poway also has a vocal minority on most of the pages, online, Facebook, social media pages. Every time they've ever supported a candidate, they've always lost. Every time they've ever supported an issue, they've always lost. And this is kind of like the Democrats. And many of these local Facebook pages I've been blocked from. I'm not a Republican. I'm a normal person. Oh, we need to control what everybody does on their property. I say, F you, we have private property rights. Loss of this large gym development in North Poway by the voters has given them all a big boner. They think that they can go around and screw the rest of the city. Well, this Blain guy, as soon as he gets in office, instead of working for the people of Poway to recall them, he wants to trade votes. The councilman, Brian Pepin, who's in the real estate industry and one of the Republicans, has resigned from his seat because his job somewhere else, move out of Poway. Law says you have two choices. City council has two choices, an appointment or an election. And the city council chose to do an appointment because it's quicker, faster, easier, whatever. And they appointed a new guy, Pincus, who is another Republican. Well, this really set all the Democrats off. And Tony Blain, who's already a whack job, he's got some issues. It's threatening. He writes an email to Peter DeHoff and says, if you would support an election instead of an appointment, I'll make sure I make you deputy mayor.
After emails made public show Councilmember Tony Blain threatened officials and offered to trade votes in favor of a special election.
Trading a vote for a specific benefit. Totally illegal in California. So Tony Blain has totally screwed the pooch on this one. He's threatened to recall the mayor. I think he's collecting signatures now. He actually called the police on a couple of his constituents who thought were bothering him. A couple other people thought he's the bully. Tony Blain's bullying them. Blain and I have actually been going back and forth on the social media pages.
The Poway City Council is considering the next steps to fill an open seat.
A resident, John Couvret, went to the Poway City Council meeting and demanded the resignation of Tony Blain.
I turn to you, Tony Blain, and I demand that you resign from your office.
It's a big drama. There's a difference between crisis and drama. A drama is when a bunch of impotent Democrats are trying to make a big deal about nothing and will totally be ineffective and totally lose. That's drama. Crisis is when they can actually have some power to do something about it. But you have to understand, their Democrat candidate lost. They always do. They did win on the gym, avoiding the development of the large gym. So that's their one victory. But every candidate they've ever ran, I've always lost. Every issue they've already supported, they've always lost. They want to stop all development in Poway. And Poway's trying to meet the needs. My philosophy is Poway needs to build a lot of apartments and condos so we can bring families into Poway. California's too expensive for families. We can bring families into Poway, that in turn will have kids and support the Poway School District, because the more kids you have, the better the school district does. So I support the development, I support the apartment construction, I support the condos.
With many of the residents showing up for public comment, showing their support for an appointment to fill that vacant seat. And then you had the other half, which were essentially calling for a special election and
Many people are against it because we're building what formerly used to be a bowling alley. We built a 4-story apartment complex. What used to be an empty lot, we 3-story apartment.
At least we saw the city council vote 3-2 for an appointment of Christopher Pikus.
Development in North Poway of all these houses, even though they're high end, what it tends to do is people on the high end tend to move up to the high end, which opens up the low end for people to be able to afford houses. Any housing construction is good in California because they've been holding it back for so long that there's a shortage of housing. I mean, we have immigrants coming in, we have people wanting to move up, and because the price of housing has risen so high, people are getting the hell out of California. Well, that and because taxes have risen so high. This Tony Blain guy is in big ass trouble. People calling for his resignation. He's arguing with people online. He's bullying people. He's sending threatening emails. He's sending illegal emails. I think his days are numbered because I don't think anybody's going to follow through on this. That's the drama going on in the city council. A guy who won a victory because it was a 3-way race, and he's now just a crazy whack job. I think he's a physician. I think he's a doctor, which is a problem. Will he resign? Will he be fired? Will he be censured? Will he succeed in recalling the mayor? A whole lot of stuff going on. It's great stuff for me. I love to talk about it.
Bob Otterly says Blain's actions may present some problems for the council member.